The stars stretched endlessly across the black sky, distant points of light that seemed calm and silent. Yet for the Tarnak Armada, this corner of space was anything but quiet. Hundreds of alien ships moved in perfect formation, their hulls glinting faintly in the distant starlight. At the front of the fleet, Admiral Kareth observed the scanners carefully. The signal had come from an uncharted system. Strong, rhythmic, and steady, it was like nothing they had ever seen before. "This is strange," Kareth said, his voice low and precise. "No race we know could produce a signal like this." His second-in-command, a tall alien with silver skin named Valruk, tapped the control panel nervously. "Admiral, the energy readings are too high for a small civilization. It could be a trap." Kareth waved a clawed hand. "A trap, possibly? But we will know soon enough. Prepare a scout fleet. I want eyes on that system within the hour." As the smaller ship sped ahead, the rest of the armada followed. Kareth leaned over the console, his many eyes scanning the display. When the scouts reached the system, the readings became even stranger. There was a large vessel, unlike anything in the Tarnak archives. Its shape was unfamiliar, smooth, and oddly symmetrical. Its hull did not reflect their scans. Instead, their sensors struggled to make sense of it. Valruk's voice trembled slightly. "Admiral, the vessel is blocking our scans. It's like it is. Hiding but not completely. It's as if it can see us, but we cannot see it." Kareth narrowed his eyes. "Interesting. Send a signal. Let it know we are here." Meanwhile, on the surface of the blue planet below, humans moved quietly inside a massive shipyard. The ship in orbit was Horizon, the pride of Earth's fleet. Captain Laura Grant stood in the control room watching the monitors. Her long brown hair was tied back and her eyes were sharp with focus. The sensors had picked up the alien fleet approaching. Hundreds of ships, dozens of classes moving steadily toward the system. "Captain," said her first officer, Evan Brooks, a young man with a steady hand and calm voice. "We have unidentified vessels at 20 million kilometers. They are closing fast." Laura nodded, taking a deep breath. "Status of our cloak?" she asked. Argo, the ship's AI, responded immediately, calm and precise. "All systems operational. Cloaking fields active. Detection is minimal. Scanners indicate the alien fleet is unaware of Horizon's presence." Laura allowed herself a small smile. "Good. Keep it that way." Even though humans had never fought a war in space before, Horizon was ready. Every system was prepared, every weapon online but concealed. They were ready not to attack but to defend if needed. Laura understood the situation. First contact was always dangerous, especially with a species that believed in conquest above all else. Back in the alien fleet, the scouts circled the human ship. Their hulls gleamed, their engines quiet but powerful. One of the scouts, a small and nimble vessel, tried to scan the horizon once again. Immediately, its sensors overloaded. Readings fluctuated wildly, energy feedback surged, and alarms rang across the scout's control room. "This vessel, it is impossible," one alien muttered, dropping to its knees in fear. Kareth's eyes narrowed. "Impossible? Show me the readings." The scout's officer presented the data. Numbers jumped, sensors melted. Energy readings spiked higher than any known technology. The humans had not fired a shot, and yet the sensors were failing. "Send another scout," Kareth commanded. "We will understand it. I want this vessel identified." The second scout approached cautiously. It was larger, armored, and equipped with deep scan arrays. As it neared the horizon, the alien officers inside held their breath. When the scanning began, the same thing happened. The arrays overloaded almost instantly. Some crew members screamed as feedback hit the ship's systems. Alarms blared. Kareth's jaw tightened. "What kind of technology is this?" "Explain." "No explanation, Admiral," Valruk said, his silver skin pale. "We cannot penetrate its hull. We cannot measure its energy output. It is beyond anything in our records." Kareth's many eyes glowed faintly in frustration. "Prepare the full fleet. I want to see this vessel up close. I want answers." On Horizon, Laura watched the alien fleet grow closer on the monitor. The ship was ready, but she remained calm. "Evan," she said quietly, "do you think they know we are here?" Evan glanced at the screens. "If they do not understand what they are seeing. They have no idea what this ship can do." Laura nodded. "We will not attack first. We defend and we wait. Let them make the first move. That is always the mistake." The aliens entered the system, spreading across the empty space in perfect formation. Their confidence was high. Centuries of conquest had taught them that no civilization could stand against their fleets. Yet for the first time they felt hesitation. Every scan of the horizon returned nonsense. Some ships even experienced minor explosions in their sensor arrays from feedback energy. Kareth gave the order to stop and analyze. "Hold position," he commanded. "Do not fire yet. We will not make a mistake that could cost us the fleet." Valruk stepped forward. "Admiral, if we cannot scan them, how do we know they are not a threat?" Kareth turned toward him, his eyes glinting. "We do not know, and that is why we must be careful. One wrong move and this could become a war we cannot control." On horizon, Argo processed the alien activity. "They are preparing to scan us again," it warned. Laura glanced at the monitor. "Let them try. We are ready." The alien science vessels powered up, sending beams of high-frequency energy toward the human ship. Laura's crew tensed, fingers hovering over controls, ready to defend if necessary. Then something remarkable happened. The energy hit horizon, and instead of causing damage, it reflected back toward the alien fleet. On the alien ships, systems overloaded instantly. Lights flickered, sensors melted, engines shuddered. Some vessels even experienced minor explosions. Confusion swept through the fleet like a virus. What is happening?" one officer shouted. Kareth's eyes widened. "It is they're reflecting our own energy back at us." "But how? Impossible." Laura remained calm, her voice steady as she addressed her crew. "Do not panic. They will stop if we hold. Stay focused," the alien fleet faltered. Their formations wavered, some ships drifting without power. The scouts that had approached the horizon first were completely disabled. The human ship had not fired, yet it had proven its strength. Kareth realized for the first time that he had underestimated humanity. He had seen many worlds and countless civilizations, but none had ever reacted this way. The humans did not attack. They only defended. Yet that defense was enough to cripple a portion of his armada. On horizon, Laura and Evan watched the monitors. "They thought this would be easy," Evan said quietly. "They did," Laura replied. "They assumed we were weak, and now they are learning the truth." Across the system, the alien fleet began to drift, uncertain and hesitant. They had never encountered a species like this before. One small ship, unarmed and alone, had disabled part of their fleet without aggression. Fear replaced arrogance in the hearts of the Tarnak commanders. Kareth activated the communication channel once more. "Identify yourselves," he demanded, his voice trembling slightly. Laura activated the reply. Her voice was calm and clear. "We are humans of Earth. We mean no harm, but we defend our worlds. We will not attack first." For a long moment, silence filled the space between the fleets. The aliens could not comprehend what they were hearing. One of Kareth's officers suggested retreat, but the admiral refused. He needed to understand what humans were. Inside horizon, Laura stood firm. "We do not want war," she said. "We only protect. That is our way." Kareth's many eyes narrowed. "I have never met a species that speaks with courage and calm in the face of fear," he muttered. "We will observe them. We will learn. And then, we will decide." As the alien fleet paused, the first night of contact ended not with fire but with uncertainty. Both sides understood that this was only the beginning. The humans had shown strength without violence, and the aliens had learned that some prey might, in fact, be predators in disguise. In the control room of Horizon, Laura relaxed slightly, though she did not smile. She knew the real challenge was just beginning. "Evan," she said quietly, "they saw us." "And they will not forget it," Evan nodded. "No, Captain. Not ever." The stars around them seemed calm again, but the sense of anticipation was heavy. The humans waited, ready to defend, while the aliens began to realize that this encounter had already changed everything. And so, in the quiet of space, the first glimpse of a human warship had frozen an alien armada in fear and confusion. It was a moment that would be remembered across the galaxy. A moment when humans had shown the universe that they were not to be underestimated. The alien fleet drifted in the system, uneasy and confused. Their formation wavered as they tried to understand what had just happened. Hundreds of ships, sleek and deadly, now seemed fragile against a single human vessel. Admiral Kareth could not hide his frustration. He had faced countless races, destroyed entire planets, and yet here he was, confronted by something beyond his understanding. "Captain Kareth," Valruk said, his voice tense, "we cannot scan them. Every attempt damages our own systems. How is this possible? Kareth's many eyes glowed faintly. It is impossible, he said slowly. And yet it has happened. This species, it is not what we expected. Meanwhile, on horizon, Captain Laura Grant watched the alien fleet carefully. Her crew was calm but alert. They had never faced a real enemy before, yet the humans were ready. Every weapon was online but cloaked, every shield operating at maximum efficiency. Argo, the ship's AI, monitored the aliens' every movement and calculated thousands of possible outcomes. Captain, Argo said in its calm, mechanical voice, the aliens are assessing our capabilities. They have not moved forward or fired. Their systems are partially disabled from our defensive reactions. Laura nodded. Good, keep tracking them. Do not let them get too close. We are ready to defend, but we will not attack first. Evan Brooks, her first officer, leaned over a console. Captain, some of their ships are drifting in irregular patterns. They are confused, maybe scared. They have never faced a defense like this before. Laura's gaze remained steady. Then let them understand. But carefully. We don't want to provoke more than we need to. In the alien fleet, panic spread among the lower-ranking officers. Some ships had lost power entirely. Others were experiencing strange fluctuations in their engines. The Tarnak had never faced a foe who could fight back without attacking. For centuries, their enemies had either fled or been destroyed. Humans were neither fleeing nor firing, they were simply existing, and that existence was dangerous. We should retreat, one of Kareth's lieutenants whispered. We cannot continue without risk of losing half the fleet. Kareth shook his head slowly. No, we must understand them. Retreat would show weakness. Prepare a controlled approach. We will communicate again. Perhaps they will explain. Back on horizon, Laura prepared for the next move. She knew the aliens would attempt another scan. This time she wanted to control the situation fully. Argo, she said, prepare the shield matrix for active reflection. If they scan us again, I want their ships to experience the feedback in a controlled way. Understood, Captain, Argo replied. All defensive protocols are engaged. System energy levels optimized. No harm to the aliens will occur unless they initiate attack. The aliens did not wait long. Small, nimble scout ships approached horizon once more, bristling with scanning arrays. This time Kareth himself commanded the vessels. Scan them carefully, he said. I want data. Minimal risk. Do not underestimate them. The scanners fired. Energy beams lanced toward the human ship. Instantly, the horizon's reflective shields activated. The energy did not harm the human vessel. Instead, it bounced back toward the scouts. On board the scouts, alarms blared. Systems overloaded. Engines faltered. Shields failed. One vessel lost all power and spun slowly, drifting out of formation. The aliens watched in horror as their own scans became a weapon against them. What is this technology? Kareth growled. How can a single ship disable our fleet without firing a shot? Valruk's silver skin trembled. It is beyond anything we have seen. They are defensive but powerful. Perhaps they have evolved differently. Perhaps their technology is unique. Laura watched the monitors as the alien scouts faltered. They still don't understand, she said quietly. They think we are weak because we don't attack. That is their mistake, Evan nodded. If they push further, we can show them more. But we have to be careful. One wrong move and it could become a real battle. Kareth called for a fleet meeting. He paced slowly on the bridge of his flagship, his many eyes scanning the room. This species is unlike any we have met. They do not behave as expected. We must observe. No attacks unless they strike first. We will gather more data before making a decision. Meanwhile, Laura decided it was time to communicate again. She wanted to show the aliens that humans were intelligent, calm, and not aggressive unless provoked. Open the channel, she said. Let them hear our voice. Let them understand that we are not a threat, but we are not weak either. The holographic image of Laura appeared on the alien flagship's communication screen. Her calm expression and steady voice made an impression. We are humans of Earth, she said. We do not seek war. We defend our worlds and we defend our people. We will not attack unless attacked. We hope you understand. Kareth studied the image carefully. This species spoke with calm courage. They were not panicking or showing fear. Yet the power of their ship had already disabled part of his fleet. He did not fully understand it, and that made him uneasy. Valruk whispered, Admiral, they are not just strong. They are fearless. They face us without aggression. That is unusual. Kareth's eyes narrowed. Yes, and that is what makes them dangerous. Fearless and powerful. We must be careful. Back on Horizon, Laura's crew continued monitoring the alien fleet. Every movement, every signal, every fluctuation was tracked and analyzed. They were ready for any eventuality, but they were patient. Humans had learned that patience was often more powerful than aggression. The aliens made a decision to test their own weapons. Kareth ordered a single class of cruisers to approach cautiously, preparing their beams but not firing. They wanted to see if Horizon would react. Laura saw the movement on her monitor. Evan, they are testing us again. Do not provoke them. Let them come closer, but keep shields active. Stay calm. The cruisers fired scanning beams again, and the Horizon reflected them precisely as before. Feedback surged into the alien ships, causing minor malfunctions but no damage to humans. The alien crews screamed in panic. Ships spun out of alignment. One vessel even lost power entirely. What is happening? A lower officer shouted. This cannot be. They are resisting us without firing weapons. Kareth's jaw tightened. They do not fight as we know fighting. They defend, they adapt, and yet they do not strike. This is unlike anything we have seen. Laura decided to escalate, but carefully. Argo, begin controlled display, she said. Show them our true strength, but do not fire. Let them see, not feel, the scale of our fleet. Across the system, hundreds of human ships that had been cloaked began to shift position, revealing themselves slowly. One by one, they became visible on the alien sensors. Their presence was immense, and yet none of the human ships fired. The alien fleet froze. Hundreds of vessels, powerful beyond imagination, now faced a force they could not comprehend. Their sensors strained, unable to measure the energy, the coordination, or the power of the humans. Kareth felt a shiver through his many limbs. They have more ships, Valrook whispered. We were not aware. How many? Kareth shook his head. Enough to stop us if they wished. We must hold position, observe, learn. Retreat is not yet an option. Laura's calm voice came across the channels. We do not wish for battle. We only defend. But understand this, every attack you make will be reflected. Every attempt to harm us will fail. We do not seek conquest, but we protect what is ours. Kareth stared at the screen, trying to understand the humans. He had faced many civilizations, many empires, but none like this. They were not aggressive, yet their strength was terrifying. They did not strike, yet they could destroy his fleet without firing a single shot. Prepare all systems for observation only, he finally commanded. No attack. We must know more. Their technology, their tactics. We must learn. Laura watched the alien fleet begin to hesitate. Their confusion was complete. The scouts that had once been bold now drifted aimlessly. The cruisers that had tested Horizon's defenses pulled back. The fleet formation wavered like a ribbon in the wind. This is working, Evan said quietly. They are starting to understand they misjudged us. Laura nodded. Yes, and this is only the beginning. Let them see humanity. Let them see what we protect, and why they cannot threaten us. The stars around them seemed calm, but the tension in space was heavy. The alien fleet faced the humans and realized that what they had thought would be an easy conquest was anything but. A single human ship had already changed the course of this encounter, and behind Horizon hundreds more awaited, patient and ready, showing that humanity did not fight to conquer but to defend, and in their calm courage lay a power that would make even the greatest empires hesitate. And so, the alien armada drifted, frozen not by weapons, but by the certainty that they had underestimated a species they thought was weak. Humans were nothing like the Tarnak expected. They were patient, they were strong, and above all, they were not afraid. For the first time, Admiral Kareth understood that he faced an enemy that would not strike first, yet could end his armada with ease.